The girls basketball team saw a lot of action over break starting December the 21st against Delaware to start a 3-game home stand. The Raiders fell behind in the fourth quarter, but this jumper by Dina Gilbert tied the score in the final 2 minutes. A Lisa Howard layup with no time left on the clock would send the game into overtime. And into the extra period, this Lisa Howard shot would be all the Raiders would need as the girls overcome Delaware in overtime 54-49. Then the girls took on Watterson last Monday. Lisa Howard scores 2 of her 43 points. The girls go on to defeat Watterson by a score of 88-77. And on to Saturday's showdown with the then undefeated Gahanna. Greta Ziegler to Tanae Coleman for the bucket and the foul. Then Lisa Howard with the steal, passing ahead to Amy Duncan, back to Howard for the easy layup. Reynoldsburg would lead Gahanna by as many as 27 points in the second half. Lisa Howard led all scores with 34. Reynoldsburg hands Gahanna their first loss of the season with an 81-67 lynching.
On December 21st, the guys basketball team traveled up to Delaware to face the Pacers. Senior Carl Scott led the Raiders with 17 points, and Jeremy Graham added 16. Graham also grabbed 14 rebounds. Reynoldsburg pounded the Pacers 60-46. And now on to December 28th game against Whitehall, where the Raiders faced off against the Rams in more ways than one. Senior Jeremy Graham and the Rams' John Reister had some not-so-pleasant words for each other. Reister would later leave the game with a sprained ankle. And now on to the real basketball action, where senior Mike Roberts finds himself all alone for the layup. Reynoldsburg took a 1-point halftime lead. Whitehall kept it close until the fourth quarter, when the pass from Johnny Alexander to Carl Scott for the three-pointer. Scott had 5 3-pointers and a career-high 25 points. Reynoldsburg slammed the Rams 81-66. Scott added 10 assists, and Alexander had 20 points and 11 assists. And now on to Saturday's game against 1-7 Gahanna. Junior Rob Rodemeier's 2 blocks in the final seconds saved the Raiders, as Jeremy Graham had 19 points. Reynoldsburg dumps Gahanna 51-49. The Raiders remain the only unbeaten team in the OCC Capital Division.
In reserve action over the break, the guys took 1 out of 3. They lost to Delaware. They beat Whitehall 70-45, but then lost to Gahanna. However, the girls' reserve team were turned away in all 3 of their games, losing to Delaware, Watterson, and Gahanna.
And now on to Raider Wrestling, where on December 21st, the team took a second-place finish at the Hilliard Tournament of Champions. Jeff Lewis and Damon Blunchley both had first-place finishes, while Greg Lewis took second, and Nathan Zahorchek and John McCloy both had third-place finishes. And now to the December 28th Reedy Winter Classic, where Reynoldsburg finished third this time around. Senior Jeff Lewis again took a first-place finish, with Greg Lewis, Jim Figliola, and John McCloy taking seconds. Chris Larick had a third-place finish.
And on to intramural action from the Friday before break. Bebe's kids met last place. Rich Piedmont with the layup for Bebe's kids. Bebe goes on to win 17-16. And now a look at Black and Blue Wrecking Crew taking on Student Bodies. Troy Kiefer of Black and Blue with the shot. Black and Blue Wrecking Crew goes on to win 28-8. And then league powerhouse Blue Oysters took on Hopeless.
No one can beat us. No one. No one.
Evan Benjamin could be right. Benjamin and the Oysters picked apart one of the league's stronger teams. Hopeless was hopeless as the Oysters took it 33-12. And now here's a look at the rest of the intramural scores.